2.
Well, thanks. Question.
Oh, yeah. What's
Is
up?
our episode called The Oscars on Twitch?
Oh. Maybe.
I think it's been the Oscars for like 3 weeks. If you're here, we're not going to talk about the Oscars.
We've already talked about the Oscars. You can go rewatch that. Look, someone's a big old dummy and didn't get everything switched over. Look, I can change it from right here.
It's not like I ever noticed, and I have it up right in front of me.
Does it say the Oscars?
Yep, Oscars 65. They keep thinking we're reviewing 65 every week, and they're like, oh, that movie is trash. I'm not going to listen to that review.
We love that movie. We just watch it all the time.
Every dang day of my life.
We're the only people who watched that movie.
You're the only person that watched that movie.
That's true. I was the only person who watched that movie.
You got suckered into it with dinosaurs and Adam Driver.
I mean, look, it seems like a winning combination, right? No. No, maybe not.
I mean, sure.
Luke.
What?
Lead us off this week with some trailers.
A trailer?
Talk to us about what new trailers are out and about in the world.
Usually trailers... Oh. So this is interesting. Trailers go behind the car.
But they go in front of the movie.
But they go in front of the movie. Although they used to be called previews, right? Oh, I gotta make sure I'm there for the previews.
Yeah. But now there's like 30 minutes worth of previews.
Yeah. So they should put trailers at the end of the movie now. If you're interested, you can stick around and watch them. And they can just keep playing trailers until the next showing starts.
Dude, I honestly don't hate this idea. That's your talk on trailers?
Yeah. That's Luke's trailer discussion.
This has been my TED Talk.
This has been Luke's
Just
TED Talk.
make sure you hook up the wires so the brake lights turn on the back of the trailers, because otherwise, I don't know when you're stopping, and it's really annoying. Anyway,
Perfect.
I'll lead off with, honestly, the least interesting trailer, at least in my opinion, which was the Elemental trailer.
Yeah.
I'm thumbs down in that.
Big old thumbs down.
I'm going to as well.
I'm giving it a sideways because it is still Pixar, and I feel like there'll be a nice...
Sorry,
just nothing like
Gunnar
the
Henderson hit a home run.
The premise is still interesting. I don't disagree with that, but like, and it's Pixar, but that trailer just looked so uninspired.
Well, that's yeah.
Well, Pixar's been getting outplayed by everybody recently.
It
let
felt
me tell you.
so formulaic. And ugh.
We got Sony's group and the Puss in Boots group.
DreamWorks. We were talking about this before you
DreamWorks
got to
is
dinner.
out there slinging out good movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't Disney's World anymore.
It's ours.
They're out there just tossing in scripts into the movie machine and just
using their AI bots to write their movies.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just asking ChatGPT or whatever it's called to just pump out a script and be like, "Hey, generic movie man, go make this for us."
Yeah.
But yeah, Elemental, I think the animation is cool. I think there'll be a nice little message in there.
Oh, for sure. Look, Pixar.
It's just how engaging will it be? And yeah, the trailer was okay.
Yeah.
Well, they both hated it, obviously.
It was garbage.
I didn't like it.
You're like halfway through the trailer over there going,
Kinda. I puked up some water.
Well, what was your next least favorite trailer? Luke?
My next least favorite trailer, oh gosh, I don't know.
The rest of them are all bangers.
Hypnotic, I guess.
Yeah, Hypnotics was weird. This was one we just saw randomly right before the show started. It's a Ben Affleck,
Robert Rodriguez,
directed by Robert Rodriguez.
Alita 2, please.
Kind of feels like Inception inspired.
Just without the
in
sleeping.
the real world.
Yeah.
Inception without sleep.
I'll give this with a sideways thumb. It's intriguing
Me too. I'm just on the fence today so far, I guess.
Yeah, I'll go there as well.
I think Affleck's back. He's
Acting again.
Yeah, like the fact I feel like he's kind of back to hitting his stride. So I'm interested in pretty much anything he does. But all right, and then we have
Extraction 2. I like me a good action flick. I had a lot of fun with the first one. And crazy action sequences. Okay story. I was pretty impressed with what they showed me so far. It was a oneer, which the first one has a pretty famous oneer.
Very impressive oneer in the first one. So.
And I don't know if it was actually on fire. Kind of looked CG, but it was a trailer, so we'll let it slide for now.
It was.
We better light him on fire for the real movie.
Obviously, I want Chris Hemsworth engulfed in flames in this movie.
Heck yeah,
So it's the director is a former stuntman. So I expect big things.
Yeah.
No, not really. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I think it'll be really cool.
I'll give this a thumbs up.
Yeah, me too.
I won't give it a thumb because I've not seen the first one.
Whoa.
I think you'd like it.
You can judge it by
Based on that, I'd give it a thumbs up because I thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll watch it at some point.
Sweet.
Next, this was a big surprise, honestly. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say a big surprise. The Secret Invasion trailer.
Are you saying it was a secret?
It was a secret surprise.
Whoa!
I'm giving this one a thumbs up. I think this looks awesome.
Me too.
And it looks different, and it's back to the spy thriller.
Remember how we talked about not watching any MCU TV shows? I don't care. I'm watching this one.
We didn't watch She-Hulk. I also said I wasn't gonna watch Miss Marvel, but I did end up watching it. It was okay.
It was fun. This looks nice because it feels way more like what we're.
It was like Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
It feels like Winter Soldier. It feels like a season of TV that, and I guess I don't know how many episodes it is, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be some 8-episode thing with bad CG and I don't say that to knock some of that other stuff because lots of people worked really hard on it, but this does feel like it's a next level kind of production in terms of the MCU shows.
And I mean, it's Samuel L. Jackson and it's Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah. Like, Olivia Colman.
It's like I'm on board. You didn't even have to tell me it was a Marvel thing.
It's
like that right there is enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Olivia Colman, probably one of the best actresses of our time.
Yeah.
Out here, I think, in a Marvel show.
Just doing her thing, having fun, getting paid.
Oh, okay.
Looks super cool.
Thumbs up from all of us on that one.
We got a comment in the chat that says, "Happy birthday, Luke."
Thanks, Mama. That's my mom.
Happy birthday, Luke.
Happy birthday, Luke.
Happy birthday. You didn't put in a Y.
Birthday.
Birthday.
No, birthday. With an F.
No, it's a TH. I'm reading it. You hooligan.
What's
Please
next?
enjoy a feature presentation and immediately show the same Chevy Volt commercial. Sorry, that's from a while back, but yeah, that's super true. Oh my gosh.
Very, very true.
The last one is, I know one Tyler is very.
We just talked about Marvel.
Oh, what?
Now we get to talk DC.
The old blue Beetle.
The Beetle.
This is like a Moon Knight adjacent thing with the scare. No. Teach me.
Not even close.
I'm joking, of course. This looks awesome. This looks like a ton of fun.
Yeah.
I'll thumbs up this trailer.
Yeah.
Me too.
I appreciate how it, kind of feels like it's just doing its own thing right now.
I feel like that's anything DC puts out right now, though. Everything's in limbo.
Except that, like the Flash, it has history.
Yeah.
And Shazam has history, right? Like,
I see what you mean.
This has the opportunity to really just be its own thing. It can reference DC stuff without it being like, oh, this is in, the past DC Snyder's version, or it may lean into whatever James Gunn and Safran are like, right? But like for now,
It is.
it can just kind of exist as it is, and I'm really hoping it embraces that and just gives us a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the two things that stand out to me the most is the suit looks great.
Yeah.
I remember we saw a behind the scenes shot of it probably about a year ago now, and we were like, dude, that looks great. It's gonna look awesome when they touch it up like digitally.
And
then
the fact
like
that it's like an actual suit.
yeah,
is
it's
awesome.
real.
Yeah.
And you get the first shot of him, like the suit up shot, and you're like, oh man, that looks really good, digitally touched up, just like we thought it would.
Yep.
And I think my favorite thing in the whole trailer, well, I won't say it's my favorite thing, but something I really like is when he gets like taken to space and they like zoom in on his face. They just shot him in the suit and then they like just CGI'd the world around it versus like just CGIing him into the shot. And it just, to me, it feels like, yeah, we know we have a budget that we need to be accustomed to, and they did a good job of making it look good.
Yeah, that's kind of, speaking of budget, it's one of my things that kind of has me like, we'll see how this goes. Mainly budget and with how they're going to treat the scale, the scope of the movie, because it was originally an HBO Max movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, did any of that change when they said, no, we're going to put this in theaters?
Yes.
And did that like up the budget? And because like, are people going to watch this and be like, this looks so cheap? When there's like giant explosions happening everywhere, and it's like, okay, this was the stuff that was filmed in a blue screen.
Right.
Screen
Yeah. Yeah. We won't know until we get there.
Yeah.
But
So I guess the original like plan was to have him in El Paso and do all that stuff, but they ended up giving him his own city, and that was part of like why they moved it into being a theatrical release, is because they see him as a part of the future.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he's getting his own series of films. I don't know, depending on how it does, obviously.
yeah.
But they
yeah,
must feel good about it.
You guys said it. It looks so fun. It looks like it's gonna have a lot of heart. Freaking George Lopez is in this, and his little scream he yells out when Jaime is doing his little possession or whatever.
Yeah.
When he's
Oh, yeah,
turning
yeah,
into
yeah,
the
yeah.
Blue Beetle for the first time. He's just like, ah! Oh, it had me laughing so hard.
And that kind of goes into like the second thing I was going to mention, because I mentioned the suit earlier. The second thing was, I feel like they're getting it right by having his family be such a huge part of his story, because Blue Beetle's like one of the rare superheroes. That's Hispanic, and then B, his family knows he's a superhero from the jump. Like it's not a secret.
Yeah.
And so, but they recently like changed that in the comics for a while, and I'm glad they're not doing that. I think it's smart to have his family be a part of it. I think it's a big part of the character. And I'm so excited that this is happening. Like, I can't believe a Blue Beetle movie is happening. Like, it's just crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Thumbs up for me. Very excited.
Yep.
Also, I spy some Ted Kord Blue Beetle suit. And I'm very excited to see what they do with that.
Very cool.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, then let's move right on. We didn't have any other trailers, right?
I don't have any.
I didn't
Somebody
either.
in the chat has one.
I don't know. Well, I haven't seen them. But if you have seen some trailers that we didn't mention, throw them in the chat, and we'll just give them a thumbs up or thumbs down blindly. Haha.
There was, I know we talked about it last week. There was the Joyride trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
They played the Red Band trailer before John Wick for me.
Yeah.
Looks so much better. Like, I was already
it
thought
does
it looked
look
good.
pretty good.
It looks so much better.
Oh, good.
It looks hilarious.
It looks funny.
And my audience was dying during it. It was
nice.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I was like really caught off guard by the Red Band trailer. I was like, oh, this actually doesn't look bad.
Yeah. It
The whole
looks
like
really good.
the whole like drug stashing scene in that trailer
Yeah.
was
Oh, my
killing
goodness.
me. I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening?
Yeah.
You guys are all drug dealers now too. What?
And it stinks because they have to take out all the language and stuff for
A regular
trailer.
Yeah.
So you're missing a lot of context.
Yep.
And so when you get that back, it's like, oh, this looks fantastic.
Yeah. It looks fun.
Very cool. All right, well, let's move on to our main topic tonight. We've got 3 movie reviews, so we'll try and hustle through them.
Never.
But to begin with, let's hit up the movie of the week, Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
Honor.
Yeet.
Honor.
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 Family.
Sorry, the Orioles just hit another home run.
Are you a Tuscan Raider?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. That's exactly what
I'm gonna
it
get
is.
him a stick now. Them Tuscan Raider
A gaffy
sticks.
stick?
Yeah. I had a ton of fun with this movie. I know it's interesting, and I think you guys will probably rate it higher than I do, but I just want to like come out of the gate saying like I did have a lot of fun with it.
Hater.
And
He's
I
prepared.
He's giving
really
it a dumpster
Yeah,
fire.
he's
really
prepared to
enjoyed
hate.
it.
He's like,
So,
I had a lot of fun, but this is one of the worst movies.
Yeah,
I've
he's
ever
prepared to hate.
it's not awful. It's quite enjoyable.
seen.
Force him to say nice things.
I'm definitely not being held against my will. I'm blinking twice.
In his own house.
But what did you guys think?
I had a blast. And I'm sure Luke is gonna kind of mention this too, but it was funny. I thought casting choices were great, and overall, I just really appreciated that it didn't try to do too much. But I think the biggest thing I took away is when it ended. I was like, oh, that's why I enjoyed this. Is because the team behind it is killing it lately,
Mhm.
and they continue their streak with this one. But no, I just really appreciated that they tried to keep it simple, not try to get too cute, too crazy. And Chris Pine makes a great bard.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. And
He's a good singer.
Hugh Grant was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think
He
Hugh
looked
Grant,
like he was having a
he
lot
was
of fun,
having a
too.
blast, and I just think it's fun when you can tell an actor's having a good time. So, yeah, fun time. Fun times were had.
Yeah. This if this was a D&D campaign, kind of is. It looks like one you'd want to partake in.
Yes.
It looks like the members of this party were just having a blast. And I had a blast watching it. I had to apologize in my Letterboxd review
Oh yeah.
because I laughed so hard at one the scenes of this movie, and I felt kind of bad. And I was like hooting and hollering that I don't even remember a couple of the jokes because I was laughing so hard. I was just so unexpected.
What's 2 + 2?
A bit of it.
I'm bad at math.
And like from that point on, Luke couldn't really understand what was happening. The scene I'm talking about is the graveyard scene. I can't wait. If you haven't seen the movie yet, I can't wait for you to watch that scene because I was laughing so hard.
It's briefly in one of the trailers, and so I knew it was going to be funny, but
I had seen
the
a little bit of it
commitment
too,
to the bit was great.
Oh, it's so
but
good.
it kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it kept getting funnier and funnier, and I was like losing my breath. I was starting to choke on my saliva and to gather myself.
It was a really fun scene.
But yeah, it just felt like a joyful movie.
Yeah.
When I'm curious if anybody else is saying this, but as far as fantasy goes, or D&D fantasy, it's all extremely serious or R-rated and gross.
Mm.
Like Vox Machina, it's got language and sex and blood,
Yeah.
and all the other stuff is like that.
Yeah.
Or it's extremely dark and gritty or something like that if it's fantasy. And this was just like, no, this is kind of dumb sometimes.
It's like dumb friends playing a D&D campaign.
Yeah.
And having a good time doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like there's several moments throughout where you're like there was a moment Luke and I like leaned over to each other.
I have this written down.
Okay, so like one of the characters like tries to do something and it goes just horribly wrong. And I kind of leaned over to Luke and I was like, "Oh, he must have rolled a 3."
Yeah.
like and like there's moments throughout this movie where you can feel
Or like when a character gets stuck, you're like, "Ooh, that was probably a crit
Yeah.
fail."
like it's moments like that make this movie work so well because like the Jonathan character, like that whole bit at the beginning, and it's like, oh, that must be the DM or something, and they have somebody else subbing in to DM for him. Like there's little moments throughout where you're like, yeah, that's a real like Dungeons and Dragons thing that happens.
Yeah.
And it was just so cool. It wasn't just them being like using lip service and saying, yeah, we're in Neverwinter.
Mhm.
Yeah, those people from Baldur's Gate. Yeah, that. Like they did a good job of making those things feel important, while also making it feel like a game.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
Yes. Something else I was super impressed by, which I was not expecting at all, was to have good action.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
We
this
were
is-
talking about that.
This is coming off of just watching John Wick.
Yeah, we were,
which
like,
is going to be
walking
the
in.
best action movie of the year. It's going to be. If it's not, then I've seen a miracle of cinema. Spoilers for our John Wick review, I guess, right there.
We were like walking down the hall to go to the IMAX, and we were like, man, the only thing I'm worried about is the action because we just watched John Wick.
Yeah. And Michelle Rodriguez is tossing people through walls, and it looks
Breaking
like the
knees
punches are hurting.
backwards. Yeah.
They pulled the camera back so I could watch a sword fight or a fist fight. It wasn't just up in their grill and lots of cuts and stuff. I was watching action.
Yeah.
Well directed action. And I was just so happy that it wasn't generic fart action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, that character who has the sword fight was awesome.
Yes.
Give me more of that character.
Zank.
The Paladin.
Yeah.
The Paladin. Yeah. Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah. He was good.
He went in.
The
The bit where he's walking away killed me. I laughed way too hard. It was so
Did you
funny.
go around the rock? No.
Nope.
Right
Oh,
over.
he went
Just
right over
straight
it.
line. Yeah. I agree. I think especially that middle section where they go to search for the helm.
Yeah.
In the Underdark.
In the Underdark. The bit with the dragon was great.
Dude.
The staff.
Apparently that's
Again,
an actual character.
Oh, really?
A fat, fire-breathing dragon.
Dude, it was
I
so funny.
think it's like Thunder.
It was so great.
Hold on, I'm going to look it up, because I watched a video and they named it. They're like, this is this thing from 40 years ago.
That's so funny. But the fact that there was just one of the characters had this
Thimberchod.
Timberchod.
Chowd?
Chowd.
Thimberchod. We're going to go with that.
Like the walking stick. That's something so much more than what you just think it is.
Mm-hmm.
It all worked really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a cameo.
Yeah.
That I was like, wait, is that? No.
Yeah, we did the same thing.
No.
We were like, that's not him.
Yeah, that was good. I was
was.
not expecting that. And props to them for keeping it out of the trailers. At least the trailers I saw.
Yeah, I didn't see
They
it.
didn't ruin it, which is always... Oh, it's just so annoying now. It's like, here's our big secret reveal. Oh, thank you.
I think the thing that brings this movie down for me, and I have a feeling you guys will disagree based on what you've said.
You don't even have to say it, and I disagree with you just because I know you want me
On
to.
principle.
Yes,
You're just
I have
disagreeing
to.
on principle.
Is it because Ryan Johnson didn't write it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And directed.
I did not think the cast was as strong as it could have been.
Yeah, that's garbage. Your opinion sucks. No.
I think Hugh Grant and Chris Pine carry this cast.
That's good because they're the main characters.
Michelle Rodriguez is her character's a barbarian, so like,
She's
but like
dumb.
I've seen barbarian, like, sorry, maybe I've just been spoiled by Grog. Grog's such a better barbarian. Like, he can show emotion. I didn't believe any of the emotion Holga had in this. Sophia Lillis as Doric, the shapeshifter elf druid. I don't know
Good
my
try.
characters. Like, she just wasn't given a lot, and she's kind of this like putting. I don't know. I didn't think she was great. And then the daughter, Kira. I mean, I get it's a kid actor, but also
She's in the movie for like 10 minutes.
she's kind of a big like plot point though. Like,
Big plot point, but little part.
I don't know.
Brett's over here trashing a child actor. No.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't think she was that great either.
Yeah, she's serviceable.
I'm just saying, I think I could have had even more fun with a couple different casting choices. I thought Justice Smith as Simon was good.
Oh yeah, he was
He's
great.
funny.
He's fun. He kind of he plays that like real unsure, stumbling over himself character
Dude,
really
Justice
I
well.
related
Smith-
a little bit to him.
Justice Smith finds the nerdiest movies to be in. I'm just convinced.
Yeah.
Like his agent, he's like, all right, so what do you think? And he's like, I don't know, whatever's nerdy that's about to cast
Jurassic
on it.
Park,
Dungeons
D&D.
and Dragons. Yeah, like what's next, right? Like
I like Baroque and Roller's comment in the chat. Michelle Rodriguez was the worst in this movie, but I'd let her toss me through walls. I mean,
you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I thought she played kind of the dumb barbarian pretty well, though. So yeah, I would disagree with you there.
That's fine.
I thought she was good.
That's fine.
She was good for what she was supposed to do.
I agree with Tyler. I did.
Fair enough.
I did connect with like her, Chris Pine, and their daughter. Like I felt like she did care about her.
Yeah.
Like that worked for me, especially like when you get to the end climax.
Sure.
Talk about in spoilers. I might reference another movie that came out this year.
That she's in Fast 10.
No, we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we've seen 90% of that movie. The trailers.
Is it like a 5-minute movie?
It's like 3 hours long. You got 3 hours of Fast 10.
And
Your
we're gonna
seatbelts,
duct
boy.
tape you to that chair, and you're gonna have to watch it twice.
And we're
Other,
gonna duct
other
tape
things
your eyes
I
open.
did enjoy about this movie, the soundtrack. That was good. Really enjoyed music. Cinematography, I thought was really good for what it was. Like, again, it's a silly comedy, but at the same time, it's trying to be this fantasy, and I think it captures both of those things really, really well.
My favorite thing about the cinematography just goes into the action that they let me see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not full of super quick cuts, hiding your fights.
A lot of action scenes I feel like were filmed by Ace Ventura.
So, what about you guys? Other thoughts before we get into spoilers?
Makeup and costuming was good.
Yeah.
About the what are they called? The Red Elves? The sorcerers?
The Red Wizards?
The Red
Wizards.
Wizards.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Thought they looked cool. And also like the random practical characters looked pretty good too.
Yeah.
like Jonathan.
Jonathan was great.
The Dragonborn characters, like they all
Yeah, they all looked good.
had costumes. It was like, oh, nice.
The the zombie characters
Yeah.
looked good. Whether that was, how much of that was practical versus
Yes.
CG, it worked.
Yes.
Wait, does that count as a question? Yes.
Yes.
Ah.
Okay. Okay.
You shouldn't have said okay.
Such a good bit. All right, you guys want to give our ratings, then we'll talk spoilers real
Sure.
quick?
I'll go first. It's a fanboy
I did have a con,
Okay.
which is, and I feel like I have to say it for every movie now, so I feel a little bad. The special like CG effects aren't great. For a lot of it, like the dragon looks good,
Mm-hmm.
but like for instance, when Hugh Grant is standing on the pillar in the
Yeah.
in the Coliseum, it's like
Or the deer.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The deer looks bad too.
Some of those, yeah.
I feel bad for saying it now, like all the time. It's just like every movie that special effects has to be mentioned. It's like at least it didn't take me out of the movie too.
No.
If like the dragon would have looked bad.
I think they spent it's one of those things where they spent their budget where they needed to, and for the most part it worked. So, yeah. Tyler, you said that you gave this a fanboy worthy?
Yep, fanboy worthy for me.
Luke?
Fanboy is worthy.
Is worthy the?
Thine is worthy.
This falls
I
at
rolled
like
a 14.
a high Matthew McConaughey for me. I really did enjoy it a lot.
Wow, hater.
You undercut that joke so much when you say I'm kidding right after.
No.
You gotta let it sit for just a minute.
Are we supposed to roll to see how much we how much we enjoyed this
Luke's
movie?
got his D&D dice out again.
Oh, I got a 7. It was a bad movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Get your own dice. Here.
Straight to streaming.
I got a 4.
Okay, and I'm gonna get a nat 20. No, a 9.
Well, I guess
you
we all
liked it the most.
I liked it the
I
most.
guess we all hated it.
Liked it the most somehow. All right, real quick spoilers. So if you want to avoid spoilers, just put us on mute for a few minutes, and then we'll get on to John Wick
we'll
here
hustle.
quickly.
We'll hustle.
I've got really two spoiler things that I guess I'd really want to talk about.
Wipe your lip.
Did I spit?
No, you had something on it. You got it though. You're good. You're good. Let's keep it moving. Nice. Did you? Yeah, never mind. I'll ask you that later.
Can't miss. The first one is the heist into the vault. I thought was just so creative. I thought it was awesome.
The mirror on the bottom of the
getting inside of the carriage with the staff
that
and
was
the picture.
That was really cool.
I was really impressed with that.
Yeah.
And it's Goldstein and Daly, who I had no idea were directing this, and when that popped up at the end, I was like,
yeah, I feel like they didn't
that's why I liked this.
I feel like they didn't market that enough. Those two dudes
they're not big names,
but they're
though.
killing it. The people who like them,
mm-hmm.
like a lot.
But yeah,
the people who like them are film nerds who know exactly what they're working on.
They're like, oh, that's the guy from Geeks and Freaks. Freaks and Geeks. I said it backwards. An idiot. But yeah, their heist into the castle during the games was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
really
it was
good.
Cool. Yeah, I liked it. What's your other spoiler thing?
So the reawakening.
The tablet?
The tablet of reawakening.
Yes.
Which he's been going for this entire time. I was fine with that they used it and that it was around. They were going for it. They killed Olga, Michelle Rodriguez. They brought her back. I was okay with it.
I actually like
because it worked for me.
I was gonna say I like how it worked.
Because they were trying to get that the entire movie. It's just he may have not been getting it for the right reason or the right person, that he thought he was getting it for his dead wife and not
right
his friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
his
him.
BFF.
And the reason it works is because it's not out of nowhere. And sorry, I'm going to spoil another movie that came out this year, which is Shazam, which is just, he's dead. Oh, here's a character to just resurrect him because.
Yeah.
It was just, whether you like it or not, at least it felt earned to me.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, too, about using the tablet for Holga, that I like about, like, I like the decision because it's a lot like Onward, where, like, the whole movie, they're trying to do this thing so, you know, they can see the dad, or, and this, it's like so he can see his wife, right? And then he realizes that the decision he needs to make is for his daughter, not for himself, and, like, I don't know, I always think those decisions work well, and I think they do a good job, like you said, of setting it up throughout the whole movie. They talk about his wife, and they have flashbacks to it, and you're right, they really cue it up, they set it up and pay it off pretty well, and I like that. I thought they did a good job with it. I was very okay with it.
Yeah, agreed.
That's the only spoiler thing I had really too, was the tablet. But yeah, it reminded me a lot of Onward, which is funny because Wizards of the Coast helped with that too.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of D&D movie.
Yeah.
We're getting
Did I do anything else?
2020 is the rise of the D&D movies.
I love it.
Let's go. Give me another one, please.
All right. Should we move on to John Wick?
Jonathan Wickle,
Chapter 4.
Johann Wick.
I literally have Jonathan Wickle the Fourth written down on my notes.
I love it.
So
I have not seen this movie, so I'm going to turn it over to Tyler and Luke to give you guys their thoughts on John Wick 4.
We synced it.
Oh boy. Which is unfortunate because I have so much written down for this one. And we probably can't spoil stuff.
Probably don't want to spoil stuff until Brett sees it, which should be this week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we may have to do a separate like spoiler cast at some point to discuss it. But
I love it. I love that.
I guess quick impressions for me. I was worried about everything else I was going to watch after watching this. Like this movie is so good. The John Wick franchise never loses sight at what it's about, and this movie does a good job of that. I think huge upgrade from John Wick 3, especially with their pacing. I think they do an absolutely phenomenal job pacing this film. It's almost 3 hours long, and it felt to me like it was a 2-hour movie. Which is always a compliment, in my opinion. And then the last thing I'm going to note, and I have to say it before Luke gets to it, the lighting and set design in this movie is some of the best I have ever seen in my life.
This movie looks so good.
It's nuts.
There's one thing in this movie
that doesn't look
good.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you can't really
you can't get around
away
it.
with
Yeah, you can't get around it. There's a CGI
dog for a bit.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
And it's maybe 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more, but
It gets smoked by a car for a second.
yeah.
So, like, you can't really just hit a dog in a filming lot. Like, you're not going to get away with that. So,
Come here, Rover.
yeah.
Oh, boy.
Last thing I'll add to, great addition of new characters.
Yes.
All of them feel like they belong. All of them get their due. And it does not take away from John Wick. And I just think it's awesome.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I'll just kind of continue off that. I think you mentioned big step up from John Wick 3.
Yeah.
And you mentioned pacing, but I think a big reason for the big step up is in John Wick 3. Every single moment in that movie, except for one, revolves around John Wick
yeah.
doing something. And it's like, oh, he's doing this again. He's doing this again. He's doing this again. There's no really variety. And then, except for the Halle Berry scene.
Yeah.
Where
Which is the
you're
best scene in
introduced to
that
a new
movie.
character who's fighting in a different way.
Yeah.
In this one, you have 2 people that are involved with the Osaka Continental that fight, and they fight differently.
Yeah.
You've got Mr. Nobody. You've got Kane, who I think is Donnie Yen's character.
Yeah, Kane is
freaking awesome.
dope.
You've got the poker guy, the guy with the cards, Scott Adkins' character. I don't remember. I think it's Killa.
Killa, yeah.
And then you've got your villain, Marquise,
Who's great.
who's awesome, great villain. And I think just having all these different pieces make John Wick look even cooler.
Yeah.
He's involved in almost all the scenes.
In some capacity.
But it's not just roll over, shoot in face, block stuff with my suit,
Go back.
punch in nuts, shoot in face.
Yeah.
Like, it can get really, really repetitive. I also thought this movie even just did better with what John Wick does.
Yeah. I would agree.
They gave him different weapons. They gave him different set pieces, different places.
Yep.
Specifically 2 places that's just like, oh, that's really cool. But yeah, there's just bouncing off you again. Cinematography, lighting, and set piece.
Crazy.
There's a moment that's like, I don't know, 15 minutes in, maybe not that long, to the very beginning of like the first fight scene in Osaka. The music was going, and there's just this awesome camera shot, and I was just like, I'm gonna freaking love this movie so much. It was so cool. I got so hyped up. That's another thing too. I thought the music was super good. Oh gosh, okay. Let me look at my notes to see what I've missed. How many times were you watching this, and did you go, how do they do that?
Like,
I feel like I did it every single scene.
I think within the first like 10 minutes, I was like, what are they? How are we doing this?
Like, if you go on Twitter, you'll see the escalator stunt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I sent that to you guys. Yeah,
that might be a 2 out of 10.
Yeah,
in
compared
this
to everything else.
Compared to
oh my
everything
gosh.
else.
Yeah, it's nuts, dude. There's some wild stuff in this.
That's crazy.
There's a set piece in France where I think it's just a seamless pairing of CG and stunts that I think is just so impressive. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
The vertical oneer is dope.
Yeah.
The vertical oneer is crazy.
Dude, they kept elevating everything more and more and more. By the end of this movie, you're just like, what are they going to do next?
Right. Right. Also, not huge, but really cool little nod to the first John Wick with a decision that he makes kind of late in the movie regarding a character.
Yes.
And I was like,
yeah,
this is good.
Everybody in the theater goes, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those moments you can't help yourself. You're just like, good call, team. So no, this movie blew my mind. I cannot believe that they continue to make this franchise take the next step. I just don't understand. I don't understand. Whoever's sitting in the room with them coordinating these stunts deserves all the money in the world. Because this is crazy. It's insane.
Your favorite side character?
Mr. Nobody.
Yeah.
He's so sick. Love his gun.
The repeater.
Dude, it's so sick. He breaks it down and just snaps it together, just like yeah, and he always props it up into his arm. Dude, so good. Also, just love like his whole point in this movie. I think works so well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the actor who plays him, and forgive me if I don't have his name in front of me. He's in an Apple
when he
TV
first
show.
showed up, I thought it was
John David Washington.
No, I thought it was the dude from Watchmen and Aquaman.
Oh, Yaya.
Yeah, I thought it was Yaya.
His name is.
Then he turned his head and I was like, oh no, that's not him.
His name is. Gosh.
Dude, there's so many characters in it.
He's not even in like the top 20 billing.
Just Google Mr. Noble.
I think he's listed as Tracker. Yeah. Shamir Anderson. He's in an Apple TV show that I started watching called Invasion.
Secret Invasion. Oh.
He's
Invasion.
He's just a really cool character. I love like his whole like I feel like his character just has a ton of charisma. Which is really nice compared to John. Because John lacks charisma.
I think he only has 380 words in the movie.
Yeah, he doesn't say much in this movie. And when he does, it's funny. Like, it's not great. But it fits his character. I mean, he's beat to hell.
Yeah.
Like, there's not much left for the guy. Like, he's pretty much running on fumes at this point. But, no, it's just, he's a nice kind of juxtaposition to John, which is cool.
My favorite side character was Kane.
Kane's great. Kane's good.
Do they reveal what he is in the trailers? Did you know that going in?
I don't think so. I think it.
Okay, then I won't say.
I think there's a couple shots where you might be able to imply it.
Yeah,
but I don't think so.
I didn't know that going in, so that was a big surprise.
Yeah,
and immediately be like, oh, that's kind of familiar. But then he will start fighting, and you'll be like, it's way better,
dude.
Donnie Yen is a freaking goat.
Yeah,
he's awesome. So fun to watch. He's an awesome actor. He's got great comedic timing, and just the way he fights it's a story in itself almost. Yeah, and
he does so many cool stunts in this. I want to watch it again. I can't wait for this to come out.
His and John's relationship too, I think, is so interesting.
Well, and it's so well done.
Yeah,
like, because you never really know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
Which I think is so good. Like, I love the poker scene so much because you have, so many good characters sitting at a table.
You have 4 people that aren't trusting each other all sitting at a table.
And they're all playing poker. And you're just like, who's going to betray who?
It's kind of funny, too, because that fight scene is kind of a meme now at this point, too.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, it definitely is.
It's pretty funny.
It's like when you dance in a club and somebody has an axe in their head or something.
Yeah. Yep.
But in my opinion, this is the best John Wick movie. The first one was my favorite. I think this beats that. This beats that one. I'm talking too fast. I'm too excited.
I think over time, so like for me, it's between this and 2. And without going into too much detail about 2, I really just love how they expanded the world with John Wick 2. I think it really just kind of opened up all of this. And I think 4, obviously 3 didn't do the best job of it. I think 4 does a really good job of kind of building on what 2 started.
I think 4 solidifies the mythology.
Yeah, like it just makes it so much cooler.
1 is this super condensed, easy, simple story.
Revenge story.
It's like, you killed my dog.
Right.
And stole my car.
And stole my car.
And then this one is... No, this is like literally its own like universe.
Yeah, there's big stakes at play.
Like I'm way more interested in seeing spin-offs from these things, like the ballerina, the Continental Show, and like give me each one of these characters. Give me an anthology of all of their stories.
Yep.
I want to know more about them.
Give me a 4-episode run of the Tracker.
Yeah.
Or Mr. Nobody, and let me know where he fits in the whole universe.
Where'd he come from? Where's he going? Why does he need this money?
Right. So yeah, no, I mean, I think 4 will ultimately end up being at the top of the list for me. It's between that and 2.
Yeah.
But this is great.
I think 4 too just gets elevated because it's absolutely nutty what they were able to do off of this movie.
It's crazy. Should we give it ratings?
I give it a booyah.
I also get a booyah.
Oh yeah.
It's freaking awesome.
It's really good. Oh man.
I do have one complaint though. I have one. I think if they keep making these, I'm sure they will. They need to figure out another way to have people not get shot so they can live, because just blocking bullets with the suit coat is a little tiresome.
Yeah.
They just, they just hide like this, and it's gonna let's try and innovate this a little bit.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got them.
Yeah.
Every single person has a bulletproof suit or bulletproof helmet. And it's really cool when they finally pull off to get the perfect headshot on them or something, or manage to get through their armor, and it's like, oh, okay. Right. We're just shooting at each other. It's like, why don't we make a cloth mask with that stuff? So I need a little innovation on that front.
I would agree.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Sweet.
Yep. Tons of fun.
My 1-2 movies in my list right now is John Wick and then Dungeons and Dragons, which I never thought would happen this year. I don't think they'll stay there.
I'd say there's a lot of movies left.
But I hope they enjoy their time there.
Yep.
I'm browsing the section. Donnie Yen. It's an automatic buy.
Yeah, Donnie Yen's great.
Yeah, he's awesome.
100%. All right.
He's the GOAT!
The other movie that you two watched this week was Tetris.
Tetris!
Apple TV Plus.
Dude, great use of the score.
Okay.
Yes. So great.
We're going to review Tetris.
Go for it.
The music is one of the best things about this movie.
100%.
It's awesome. They just use the Tetris song.
Yep, and they just kind of iterate on it throughout the movie.
Yeah, different variations. But even more than that, they put it in the music, the licensed music. So when it's Europe's final countdown, they put in the Tetris theme.
Yeah.
Or all the other classic rock, they put in the Tetris theme. It's like, oh, they just didn't throw in a random song. This is really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There'd be some scene where it'd just be the music in the background. I'd be on my couch just
I just kept, every time it would happen, I'd be like, Dana, Tetris song.
Yeah. What'd you think about the movie though?
I liked it. I think it has some small pacing issues, especially early. Mm-hmm. But I do think this is a good movie. I think it's well worth a watch. And I think the thing that blew my mind the most is that this is a straight up thriller. It's like a
spy thriller.
Yeah, it's like a spy thriller. It is not. This isn't a movie about Tetris, but it is. If that makes sense. It's not about creation of Tetris. It's more about how did Tetris get into our hands. And I think that's just such a great not twist, but it's a great way to use the Tetris game as a story.
Yeah. It is a story you just don't see coming, honestly.
Yeah, and you would never believe it.
The most famous video game of all time. How did this video game come to be on the Game Boy?
Craziest
You have no idea.
Yeah. Insane. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to the casting director for this movie. Actually casting Russian characters and Japanese characters as Russians and Japanese people.
Actors and actresses as characters from them.
Yeah. Just nice. Great decision. Because a lot of this like takes place in Russia.
Yeah, big majority.
And there's good chunks of it that take place in Japan. Mm-hmm. And it makes it feel like you can. It makes those two places feel starkly different, which I think is just awesome. I don't know. This is a pleasant surprise for me. I remember when a Tetris movie was announced, and then it was like Taron Egerton's attached. I was like, well, I guess I'll watch it. Yeah. And then the trailer came out, and I was like, yo, this actually kind of looks fun. Yeah. And then I watched it, and I was like, no, it's actually pretty good.
It's a spy thriller, but it's also pretty funny.
Yeah, it's got some good comedy bits in it.
I think one of the parts that helps with that is Taron Egerton's character is just a really good guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Which you almost never get anymore. Right. It's always, how can I get ahead? I'm going to be a snake and figure out how to manipulate these people. And it's just no, I want you to get a good deal. I want you to get your money. I just want people to play this video game.
Yeah.
Because he's so good.
He believes in it so much.
When he's talking to Alexa, he's like, I'm going to get you your money, man.
Yeah. Dude, the bow they tie onto the end of this movie, like that part could feel so stupid, but it feels so good in this movie because it is Hank. It's Hank. That's his character. It's what he would do. And I just love that ending. I think it's so good. And then I love that obviously they tell you a little bit of like what happens after. But no, this was a pleasant surprise. I had a lot of fun with it. Performances are all very good. I don't. Is there one that you didn't like?
I didn't love the Maxwells, the people that owned Mirrorsoft.
Yeah, I mean you're supposed to hate them, but the son's performance was a little iffy.
I wish I could just hate them for what they're doing,
not for their performance.
I feel annoyed by their performance.
Yeah, the son especially is.
Don't call me Kevin.
Yeah, he's
like,
a little
okay,
bit.
cool down.
He's a little bit much, but I do feel like everybody else outside of him is pretty good.
Taron Egerton is awesome.
Yeah.
The dude who plays Alexi is awesome. The translator girl is awesome. Don't trust the pretty girls.
Yeah. Anyway. The politician is good.
Yeah.
He's interesting. Yeah. No,
dude, the KGB villain.
Yeah.
I thought he was great.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah,
He's a jerk.
He's a jerk.
It
was, I think, a really
when they do the gravity lesson, I was like, dude, this is messed up.
I think a really interesting just kind of story point of the movie is just like to see the USSR starting to fail.
Like crumble,
and what people in power there were kind of starting to do when they noticed it.
Yeah.
And this kind of happens at the same time. They see Tetris money on the table. It's like, oh.
Yeah, we got to take that. But like also like I think it does a good job of showing you kind of how they feel so loyal to their country.
Yeah.
Like even more so than just like seeing the money on the table, but like the decisions they make is it's all because of their country.
Yeah. Like and the guy who owned at Elorg, the guy who Alexi's boss.
Yeah.
Where he's like he doesn't know what to do. He's like, that's for my country, or do I like need to protect the people that are working for me from this guy?
Right.
He was really good too.
I did.
Toby Jones is in this.
Yeah, Toby Jones is, and he's also good in this.
Yeah.
He has a fun little fight scene too, which I thought was awesome. This is a good movie.
It was really good, yeah.
It's a good movie.
Awesome.
It's on Apple TV.
I give it a fanboy worthy.
I give it a fanboy worthy as well.
Nice.
3 for 3 on movies this weekend.
Dude, I had a great week of movies. It's been a while since I've just gone good movie, good movie, good movie. What's the next movie? Mario? Okay, it could be really good, but
is the Rotten Tomatoes score out for that yet?
No.
That's concerning.
If it's not out by Wednesday, I'd be concerned.
Well, it comes out on Wednesday.
Okay.
Are you concerned now?
No.
No, not really. I mean, again, it's an Illumination movie. I'm not expecting it to get probably a great Rotten Tomato score.
It has to. Yeah. Otherwise,
didn't The Grinch do well?
Yeah.
From a review standpoint?
Listen, I'll never trust Illumination.
I think so.
They're the brand that made the Minions movie. One of the worst movies I've ever seen.
All right. Well, while we get ready for what possibly could be the worst Mario movie ever.
Oh,
I don't think it's going to be as bad as the other one. Let's slow that down a little bit.
What do you guys have? Oh, I guess maybe I'll go since I haven't talked in a while. Like 20 minutes.
Stretch those vocal cords.
It's news time. So we have a few news stories. I'll lead off with the one that I'm like, why? And that is, they're making a live-action Moana movie.
No, moving on.
Hold on.
And The Rock.
Hold on. You say why? If it was the year 2040, I would tell you why, because it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
I think the question should be,
why now?
Why now? And yes, it's The Rock.
It's The Rock.
Yep.
Homie made $5 with Black Adam. He's like, what can I fall back on?
Yeah.
Disney
doesn't have to.
And Disney they'll be like, yeah, we'll make another live action.
You mean we don't have to?
We don't have to write a script.
We don't have to pay writers. We don't have to pay, for new music. We can just, The Rock's probably footing most of this bill.
They can probably just use the voice ADR from the animated movie, so they don't have to do ADR. Be like, oh, just take it from the animated. We can work it in.
Yeah, not interested in this at all.
Yeah, this is stupid. Agreed.
Yeah.
Next.
I do love Moana though. Oh, it's so good.
It is great. We watch it a lot.
Yeah, it is good.
My daughter absolutely loves Moana. We have a Moana toothbrush. We have a Moana doll.
I also have a Moana toothbrush.
We have multiple Moana books that we read before bed every night. We love Moana in the Davis household. A movie we've tried to watch, but Bryn is very against, is Paddington. And Paddington 3 is officially happening.
Everything I said, your daughter does not have good taste.
Paddington 3 is officially going to start filming this summer.
3 for 3, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. So,
more Paddington. Hype train. Most anticipated movie whenever that year comes.
I think it's Paddington Goes to something.
Paddington Goes to the Mall.
Is it Peru?
Yeah,
Paddington goes to Peru is what it's called.
That is a fantastic title.
And go visit the old stomping grounds.
I don't know.
I just think that really works. Luke, what do you got?
What do I got? So Marvel's been firing people.
Yeah, dude. A lot.
Last week we talked about the VFX supervisor.
Yep.
Their post-production person.
Yeah. That's right. Post-production person.
Yep.
This week it was Ike Perlmutter, who's a pretty big name. In the past, if you heard people complaining, it was usually about him. He was the reason for all the TV woes, really. He was behind Inhumans. He was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think there was a lot of conflict in between him and Feige.
Was he an ABC guy, or was he on, like, Marvel?
I think he was on Marvel.
Okay.
I think it was Marvel Studios TV was
okay.
What eventually became like, hey, you're only TV.
Yeah.
Don't touch the movies anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's gone.
Out of there.
So that's interesting. A lot of people are.
I think it's it's safe to read the tea leaves and come to the conclusion that there are changes happening.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not those changes are due to certain performance issues with movie. I don't say performances and acting performances, but monetary performance at box office or whatnot. I don't know. But I think when you're around as long as the MCU has been around, inevitably there's going to be change.
I'm honestly surprised there's not more.
Yeah.
I'm surprised people aren't just like, okay, I did my time, I had fun, but now I want to do something else.
Yeah.
I think we're starting to enter that, though.
Yeah. Well, you have directors like the Russos who are like, we did 4 movies and we're good now. Maybe we cut back.
We did like 4 of the best movies. I know we're going to go do something else. We're going to go do The Gray Man.
Speaking of in that world, the Fantastic Four movie got a new writer this week.
Hey, I like the writer, though. So
yeah, Josh Friedman. At this point, though, I'm a little concerned with that movie hitting its release date if they're
definitely not hitting its release date.
Rewriting and at least this director is still the same.
I'm concerned. Well, it's not quite the second director. I'm concerned with just anything that goes into the Marvel machine now.
Sure.
It's just like how much of this that you're writing matters. How much of what you're directing matters? Mm-hmm. Or is this just you put in the ingredients, we pull the lever, and it's like...
How many executives at Marvel have been like, I'm unhappy with these writers?
Ike Perlmutter? Probably is the one. But he's like, you're gone!
And then be like, intern, how do I get this chat GPT on my computer?
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
Write me a movie about the Fantastic Four that will make money. I don't know. The WGA's been going through some whole rules around AI and stuff like that. So luckily there are unions to actually kind of protect some of those things.
Good.
Yeah.
There needs to be.
I think I'm just going to set myself up for extreme disappointment with Fantastic Four.
That's fair.
That way it won't hurt as much when it does, or I'll just like
That's
it even
where
more.
I landed with the Jurassic World franchise.
Oh, those
like,
movies are awesome.
They're gonna be garbage, and then I'm like, I had a good time eating my garbage.
But like dinosaurs, really good looking dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Better than 65, that's for sure.
Agreed, and I haven't even seen it.
You guys know about a game called Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Well, Legendary acquired the rights to make TV and movies about
Street Fighter's gonna fight Godzilla.
Dude, let's go.
Oh my god! They're gonna
The
Hadouken
crossover
Godzilla.
we didn't know we needed.
Mayukas.
So I think
I
that's
used
pretty
to
cool.
love Street Fighter.
I think
Godzilla's gonna be like, whoa, whoa,
Easy there, but
Street Fighter kind of ends up in a similar place to like Mortal Kombat for me. It's a franchise that I'm familiar with. I'd never really played the games. I think they're interesting, and I am interested in watching what they do with that franchise or that IP, but not heavily invested. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I would feel about that. Like Street Fighter is something that's been. I think they've tried to adapt this before.
mm-hmm.
I think there's an animated series on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Tekken on
No,
Netflix.
Netflix has Tekken, but there is an animated Street Fighter thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'll cautiously keep this at arm's length, and then if it comes out and people are like, "This is good," I'll probably check it out.
Yeah.
But I don't immediately go, "Oh, this is so sick!" Like,
Right.
it's
I think
more
I played
just,
Street Fighter once in my life, and it was when we were at Planet
yeah. Street Fighter's complicated.
Yeah.
or Wizard World.
Baroque in the chat. Hopefully this means Jean-Claude Van Damme is coming back.
I'll take it.
I'll take it too. Who else has a story?
I got one left. A Harry Potter TV series is in talks at HBO as an HBO Max original, set to be a season per book.
So this is a proper remake
Yep.
then.
Via television.
It's just a show version.
Yep, and it won't be on HBO proper. It'll be an HBO Max original.
So I don't know if this is a popular opinion or not, especially with you guys. But if they're not gonna do the prequel that I've said they should,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I would have them do.
It's kind of the next best thing. I think the fact that it's a show distances it enough from the movies that I'm okay with it.
I think they could really make some sweeping changes to things with more time.
I think they can just go into more stuff.
I think the IP is still a little bit of a hot potato right now.
Oh, 100.
And so I'm kind of surprised that obviously this is in talks, and
Yeah, nothing is official.
CEO man, like last quarter, was like, we're really going to focus on our IPs. And he called out Harry Potter. So, like, yeah, this was happening.
Yeah, they need money.
The talks are happening.
I just hope that people that like hate J.K. Rowling can accept that, yes, she has to be paid for it, but we don't need her creatively.
Mm.
And I hope that's okay.
There will be a mix.
Oh yeah, people will boycott it and stuff. I just like there's room for storytelling here still.
Yeah,
we can put anything we want in there. It's Wizard World, anything is possible.
Yeah. I think
Magic can solve anything.
that's right.
That's right. Can you just solve this with magic? Get us with it with magic. D&D, so good.
Back to D&D.
Such a good movie.
Luke, did you have any other stories?
I have two.
Hit me with them.
Clayface might
Yeah.
very possibly be the villain in
The
Matt
Batman.
Reeves' The Batman 2.
That is surprising news to me.
Not the villain I would have expected.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
just kind of shocked.
If it happens, I'd say most definitely be the Golden Age version. It won't be a mud monster.
Mm.
The original version was a dude who used makeup to just look different. Go around and
Was he like PETA in the Hunger Games who disguised himself as a log?
yes, he baked cakes.
PETA is probably one of the worst characters ever.
He's like, I bake cakes.
I hope they get that actor to play Clayface.
Josh Hutcherson?
Yeah.
Don't you hate Josh Hutcherson?
I don't hate him, no.
You used to until you watched that show on Hulu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't stand PETA, though. PETA is the worst, dude. Ugh. Even when I was reading those books.
They could get PETA
it's
from...
it's less the actor and more just how
the
character was
is
written.
Bad. Yeah. And then he got cast, and I was like, I hate this guy. Because I hate this character. He's the worst.
You're funny.
JT has a question. Wasn't Clayface created for the animated series like Harley?
No.
No. Okay.
Nope.
No,
I don't know.
He existed way before.
He's old school. Luke, you had another story?
I do have another story, and I can't believe Tyler didn't talk about it. Want to see if you're going to jump in and if you suddenly remembered it. We're getting a Last Ronin video game.
Oh my gosh, it's been 2 weeks since we talked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is yours.
This is one of the things I had said a while back. Like, if they were going to make something, that would be my pick. This is awesome. Have you read The Last Ronin? Is it just...
Nope.
Okay.
I know the story, though.
Dude, this is an awesome idea for a video game. And I'm so glad that the Turtles are going to get a AAA video game treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's long overdue. I do hope, because there's no studio attached yet, here's my pie in the sky dream. The people that left Rocksteady, whatever their new studio is, I hope that's who gets it. That's my hope.
What's your backup? Rockstar.
No, not
Bethesda.
Rockstar. No, not Bethesda. Backup?
Epic Games.
Jeez, I don't know, man. It's hard to say because they've said it's going to be kind of God of War-like.
Mm-hmm. By that, do they just mean kind of combo mashing?
I think so. I think the combat style and system will be built.
And
I think of like the way the Turtles,
different weapons could be on the D-pad.
Yeah, and I think of the way like the Turtles move and their body sizes fits kind of in that. I don't know. That's hard to say. I think it'll never happen, but Sucker Punch would be awesome for it.
Ooh. Yeah.
They did Ghosts, right?
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima.
I'm on board.
That team would be really good. But honestly, I'd really love it if the Rocksteady guys, since they left Rocksteady and probably are making a new studio.
It's going to be Water Wavy.
I'd really love it
Wavy Studios.
If that was the group that got it. I think before Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, I wanted a Turtles game from them. Let them just make this. Let's do that.
Let them cook.
Yeah.
And it's one turtle.
Yeah, that helps a lot with...
It helps so much.
Needing to pick your character.
Yep. It's one turtle, you get all the weapons, and I guarantee, I can tell you exactly how this game is structured. At the end of the tutorial, you're going to find out which turtle you are. And after that, it's going to be...
At the end of the tutorial?
Mm-hmm. I think at the end of the tutorial, you'll figure out which turtle you are, because you'll get the crap kicked out of you. And then you'll play through kind of how you lost each brother. And that's when you'll master their weapon.
Those would be like flashback training sequences, AR kind of things, like from Batman or something.
I think you'll kind of play through like this person was part of why this brother died, and you'll take down that boss, and then you'll master their weapon, and then you'll go to the next, and you'll master that weapon, and you go to the next and master that weapon, and then by the final boss you'll have them all mastered.
Then you take on the Foot Clan.
Yeah, the futuristic Foot Clan.
Nice.
And you'll have companions. Like there's some returning characters from the old games and stuff. So
April O'Neil.
She's alive. Barely, but she's alive.
Her and Casey's kid. Casey's dead, isn't he?
Casey is dead. Casey's kid is there. Casey's kid is named Casey.
Dude, I know this story.
It's not like this crazy, like, gonna catch you off guard with twist. It's just really good.
Hey, keep it simple, stupid.
The emotion is more built into the brothers and losing Master Splinter and all this stuff. It's really good.
Oh, the emotion.
Emotional.
It's good.
Damage.
It's a good book. I'm all in for this. This is great. I totally forgot that was
The book
2
is
weeks
done,
ago.
right?
Yeah, they're making another one, though, because at the end of the book, there's, like, a setup for more.
More feet clans.
And they're like...
The Left Foot Clan.
No. Do you really want me to tell you?
The Front Foot Clan. the back foot.
Yeah, they set up a future story, and I guess they're gonna make that, which I'm kind of curious to see how it goes.
Sweet.
This is the Knight from the animated movie.
I'll just say what it is. There's 4 new turtles.
Whoa.
Oh, they're all girls.
Whoa.
No.
Oh. Bebop and Rocksteady have trained 4 new turtles.
No, there's 4 new turtles.
Cool.
They've all been named and stuff too.
Danger is afoot.
Over in the chat, Baroque mentioned something that it's not, brand new news. But Ridley Scott is making a movie about Napoleon. What was announced this week is that its release date is this
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I saw the still from it.
So yeah, Ridley Scott partnering with Apple for a limited theatrical run before coming to Apple TV Plus. Along with that news, we also got the announcement that Apple is partnering with Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, they picked it up?
They picked it up.
I thought it was originally going to be with them anyways.
Maybe originally, but then it had gone out.
Huh.
What am I thinking of that got canceled? The Keanu one.
Was it the Metropolis?
No, it was Devil in the White
Devil
City.
in the White City. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
So, all right. That is it for news. What did you guys... Is there anything else you wanted to talk about that you did this week or the last 2 weeks that was of any note?
Besides our movie?
Spoiler alert.
I mean, something that's kind of cool that I finally finished was I finally beat the epilogues of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Mm-hmm.
I had beaten, like, the core game, but then you get to play as John Marston and, like, raise a farm. Milk some cows. And I finally finished that.
Farming simulator. I love it.
Except with gunfights.
Oh, well.
It was really fun.
Nice.
Great game. Just an amazing game.
Agreed.
Awesome.
For me, I've been playing MLB The Show 23. It's really fun. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm happy to be playing it.
I've just been going to bed early.
Are you still catching up on sleep?
I feel like I finally am caught up on sleep.
I think I only had to catch up Sunday night. And after that, I was fine Monday.
I'm jealous.
I've been fine the rest of the... Well, I didn't really...
You youthful, you...
No, I
man.
wasn't running around like everybody else was. So...
Yeah, so last weekend, the 24th through 26th, we participated, just like last year, in our local film festival's 36-hour film race, Take 36. So
shout out Tallgrass.
Yeah, shout out to Tallgrass for putting that on. That's awesome. It's an awesome way to inspire people to really just get something done.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love most about it. But we had most of our team return from last year, and we added a few new people. But if you're watching our stream night or the video on YouTube, you'll notice up here above me there's 2 awards. We took home Best Ensemble Cast. Shout out to our entire cast. And second place overall, which was phenomenal. We just wanted to get screened, and we ended up getting second place. So the competition was good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed pretty much all of the top 10.
Yeah,
and there were 4 or 5 that I thought, oh wow, like these are. I don't know if we'll get top 3.
Yeah.
So
we got top 2.
What was your guys' experience like this year compared to last year? I'm curious. The dichotomy. Luke's is going to be way different.
Luke, you go first.
I'll go first. So the Friday night was more similar for me.
Yeah.
We all got together. We brainstormed. Eventually picked our idea. Thought of an outline. A little thin plot.
Mm-hmm.
And developed characters. And after that, I was really kind of done. Because my Saturday, me and my brother did music. Was what we did all day. Was we made an original score.
Which was awesome, by the way.
And it was interesting. Let me tell you, to just be like, sit down and be like, make a song now.
And to not,
I mean, you guys are kind of doing it too,
and
because
to not
it's like, hey,
score
make a movie
for
now.
something, right? Like, it's not like we're giving you the footage and be like, write something for this.
Yeah,
Here's the script.
I didn't even have a script.
We've kind of talked about. Oh yeah.
I just had we talked about the outline the night
outline.
before, and I was like, all right, I made my own little music outline.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I guess this is what I'm gonna go for.
Yeah.
And I showed up here. They did the table read. It's kind of where I got the idea of how everything was gonna flow. I came down in the basement, and Logan showed up and started helping me. And you guys went and filmed. I didn't see you until lunch. And my keyboard was messing up my computer, so I didn't get to use that, and I was really worried at first. And then Logan was like, just don't use it, it's crashing your computer. But yeah, to just develop music and just hope it works. It was very interesting. It was fun. It was challenging. And the first thing that I did was, and I don't know if I should just say what the plot of this movie is a heist.
Yeah, it's a heist. It's a heist. In its essence, it's a heist film.
And I had my little outline. I was like, let's get one of these heist musics in.
Kind of one of the themes.
And one of our characters is like kind of a blonde and kind of ditzy, and I was like, okay, we'll do this one first, and it'll be kind of generic, and my idea was to kind of expand them all out. Mm-hmm. But then the challenging part was making them all make sense together.
Yeah.
It's like, this just feels random. And so, like, I'd say the big accomplishment of the day was I had them all start with like the same theme. You'll hear it in the movie. They all start the exact same, and they lead into something else. It was real. It was stressful, and I was like, when you guys came back for lunch, I was just like, man, I hope this is working. And I played one for Tyler, and he liked it, and I was like, okay, I guess this is what we're gonna do. Yeah. I can't really just be like, nope, starting over.
You guys
you
did
just gotta
awesome.
go with it.
You guys did awesome. Yeah,
and Logan did helped me with the music, and then also like mixed the music as well. Logan's really mixing music. So that was fun, and I think the music works really well.
It does. We got a number of compliments on the music, so
kudos.
Props to you.
Thank you.
Tyler, what about you?
Thank you, Logan, for helping.
Yeah.
I think obviously the biggest difference for me this year was operating camera a little bit. Brett obviously helped me a lot with framing shots, things like that, but running the camera, making sure everything was staying focused, trying to do new things with a camera that I'd never done before, little stuff like that. So it kind of challenged me. It pushed me outside of my comfort zone, which is always appreciated, and it was a lot of fun. Brett did a good job directing us, keeping us on track. We have a pretty solid team that there's no egos, and it helps us a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's always it is now becoming one of those things I look forward to yearly. I think my favorite thing about this year, though, and Brett and I, bounce a lot of the stuff we write off of each other. And Friday night we're writing this thing, and Brett's like, Tyler, hey, write this heist for me real quick. And I write it, send it back to Brett. Brett plugs it in, trims it just a little bit, and then we just go with it. And it pretty much stayed intact. The two things I wrote for this stayed intact. And like for me, I know we have team accomplishments, right? Like we talked about that. But for me, personal accomplishment was just getting something written and keeping it in.
Yeah.
And then for it to be recognized as something that people really like, just made it feel pretty good for me. So, no, it's cool to have a team that, believes in each other and pushes each other to do something different every year. And no, it's fun. I'm a big team sports oriented guy. I'm the competitor of the three of us that like can't turn off the competition portion. So like last year we didn't screen, and everybody's like, oh, that's all right, and like I was just like, no, we gotta screen. We gotta come back and win this thing at some point. Like we're gonna come back with a vengeance. So to come back this year and to screen and then win a cast award, and then to turn around and take second place, like it just felt really good.
Yep.
And it made me feel like we have a group that is good at this, and it's not just we're not just three dudes who want to talk about movies. We're three dudes who like to talk about movies, but also maybe kind of have an idea of how this thing's supposed to work.
Yeah.
And it just feels good. So yeah, it was fun. I had a blast. Much more fun this year. And that's not to say that last year wasn't as good. It's just it feels good to win. Winning's fun.
Winning's fun,
Yeah.
for sure. I'll just say for me, like the collaboration, the ability the confidence I had putting trust in each of our team members to do their thing and me not have to constantly check it.
Yeah.
Like there's times when I just grab the camera because like I've got something in my mind and I've got to do it.
Yeah.
But like not checking in on Luke or having Luke feel like he has to call me every hour to be like, hey, I don't know about like I could just trust him to do that. I could just trust our audio guys to get
the sound
effects to make sure that the audio is coming through clean. Like I had my headphones on and I could hear it, but like they're the ones watching the meters.
Yeah.
There's just so much of that, even with the characters in the cast. I felt like they were able to work through some of that stuff together and develop those ideas about, and I was able to sit back and watch, and I could chime in and, say, oh, yeah, let's lean into that. Or, well, I don't pull back on that. But it was really good. And quick shout out to Nick and Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler and I, we blocked about half of this thing.
Yeah.
And which was absolutely necessary for what we blocked, and we thought we could get away without blocking the rest of it, and we got away with it, but only because those two guys were so organized on set, labeling shots that we did not have, blocked out, and that made editing so much easier. Shout out to Jordan too for it was his first time on the team, and
late ad too,
came in and kind of got the rough assembly. I mean, I gave him full editor credit because I think he did a lot. He deserves it. He did a great job. So,
yeah, our team expanded a bit this year, but I think with what it expanded with, it was good.
Yeah.
And oh man, kudos to you. You run a good ship. Just don't go down with it. Jump out before it gets too crazy.
That's the opposite of what a good captain is supposed to do, Tyler.
No, and what's been really cool too, post Take 36 for us as a group, just having some opportunities to talk with other creators. Like Brett and I met with one of the other creators yesterday. Mm-hmm. And it was really cool just to kind of hear how other people's processes work. And just what the difference is. Like we are very much like a structured group. And not every group does that. Some groups just show up and they're like, we're just going to shoot and we'll see what happens. And like, that's just so hard for me to wrap my head around.
I think you just have to have confidence and just so much natural talent.
I think I would implode if we were like, we're just going to show up and shoot it. I would probably explode. Like it would be bad. But no, it's been really cool. It's really fun to see, all the people reaching out to us and saying good job.
Yeah. Oh, and best thing of all, awards aside, just getting to listen to an audience react to your thing.
Yeah.
In the screener, we have a line about an animal that's going to be euthanized. And like it's a plot point, but I didn't think about it as like an emotional point, but everyone in theaters oh no.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, and
it's like, oh yeah, that's sad.
Oh yeah. That's I should think about that. But yeah, so if you haven't watched that yet, it is over on Tallgrass Film Alliance's YouTube page. You can find those links on our socials.
Links in the description.
I'll put a link in the description as
well. Yeah, you have to because we said it.
It is called Saving Taco Tuesday.
Yes. And there will be, probably in the next week or so, there will be a little bit longer, cleaner cut that I've kind of just, I can't I can't stop tinkering. So
final cut.
That's maybe a little more optimized.
Brett
for
Eiton's Saving Taco Tuesday.
web viewing. Well, it starts with 10 seconds of black because that's what you need for this.
The competition.
The competition. Like there's these rules, and with this we can kind of, we don't have to put all the elements that we needed to use in front of it. We can just kind of start it. And then I went and did a little more color correction and added some more booms and bangs and special effects, and
Yeah.
not that it's special effect heavy, but
It opens with a special effect shot.
kinda.
Huh?
Yeah.
For shot.
The table.
Oh, just the crop.
Yeah. Blacking out the
It's
bottom
very,
of it.
it's very minor.
Man, I can't remember that, and I think you were the one asleep at that point. But I don't want to like toot our own horn, but I feel like I can say this because I wasn't part of like the filming process or the writing process. They really did make something like good. Our actors were awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
They were so funny, fully committed.
Yep.
Yeah.
A
A lot of credit to them.
just great stuff. You should go check it out. It's really good. I'm really, really proud of
I
what
am
our
too.
team was
Yep.
able to do. Yeah.
Yep.
Totally agree.
Really, really proud of it. Really excited for next year, Take 36. But
I'm already
more
nervous.
I'm more excited for
No.
even what we're gonna do between now and then.
Heck
So,
yeah.
I'm excited to try and make something that doesn't involve losing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great
Yeah.
bonus.
Brett got 3 hours.
3 hours of sleep over the weekend. Yeah.
What an idiot.
I think I slept 3 hours between Friday and Saturday, but then Saturday to Sunday I slept like probably 4 or 5. While you guys are doing things, I was sleeping on the couch.
me,
got a few more.
Easton, and Brett were losing our little marbles. I'm walking in circles trying to stay awake because I don't want to fall asleep. I don't want to be that guy. Meanwhile, Tyler's over on the couch being that guy.
Absolutely.
Cuddled up with a blanket and a pillow. Just,
Yep, knocked out. To be fair, my ankle was killing me.
You did a
Like,
lot. You
I
did a
was
lot
so
of
ready
hard
to
work.
be off my
You
feet.
had earned your rest, sir,
I was so ready to be off my feet.
and I earned my rest after.
Yeah.
I wasn't even doing anything. I was just watching. I was done. My bit was done. I didn't want to leave. I'd feel bad.
I appreciated the extra morale and the extra eyes when it came time to like.
I was there to
final
slap you
review.
in case you fell asleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Easton making quick trip runs.
Energy drink
Yeah.
runs. Yep. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
Dude, that monster kept me.
Kept you going?
It kept me coasting through the night. So.
It's awesome.
Oh, all right. Well, we've gone plenty long.
It is kind of crazy though. It actually hasn't even been a year. It's only been
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
9
Yeah,
months.
it was
it was in
June
June.
of last year. So.
That's
Now we'll
That's
actually
the
have to
other
wait
thing
a
I'm
year.
really proud of, just like our growth,
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
just from what we did to like what we did last time to this time. It's just like
There's a big jump.
what? Like, can we delete the old one?
You learn so much just doing it once.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it's how do you actually apply those lessons?
Well, and now it's how do you come back and do it again? Right?
I'm not thinking about that yet. I know you are, Mr. Competitive.
How do we win?
We win by having fun.
We do win by having
first
fun.
place trophies.
Winning is fun.
Winning is fun. All right. Well, hey, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. It was a long episode. We had a lot to review. Appreciate you sticking with us. We'll be back next week. Talk about Super Mario Bros. The movie.
Let's go.
And until then, we'll see ya.
Bye.